We saw Cairo turn up yesterday with an illness. I know you're not going to talk too much about the injury report, but
Should be fine.
yeah, should be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Non-COVID illness. You should.
Hanka is fine.
What happens when you don't have a kicker out there? Do you let?
Don't kick him.
You don't let.
If he's not out there, we won't kick him. Yeah, that's about it.
Who's your backup holder?
Got multiple guys.
Okay.
We do have some multiple guys. We got some guys that trained up. We're in pretty good shape there. You can go from anywhere from Andy Dalton to David Montgomery. You're in good hands. We're in good hands.
You got to look at Tevin Jenkins on a couple point-after attempts. What did you see from him blocking those up?
He did fine. First time going in. It's always because you don't really get to practice full steam ahead on that whole deal. But he's a big guy. He's stout. He's strong. He did fine.
Did Jakeem just kind of lose track of where he was on that one where he didn't catch it?
Needs to field that football. And because we can't lose that field position there. And just go ahead and wave an early fair catch. And I don't know if the wind played tricks on him or whatever, but we got to field that.
He actually did say the wind played tricks on him. He just couldn't get a read on it with the wind swirling. In your experience, how long does it take to really figure out the winds in the field?
It can, and I'll tell you what. I'm not giving him a pass. It was windy, but it can be tough. But he's an experienced guy, and that's one of the nice things about having an experienced guy that you trust. You trust him back there. You know, in my opinion, he's going to catch that football, and he has to. So he'll get better at it.
How much has it helped going down there and continuing to practice with the 3 field goal operation guys? And would you ever consider bringing a returner, or could you not do that because he's a regular player?
Yeah, I couldn't do it because of the practice, but it's a good idea, to be honest with you. No, going down there has been real beneficial. I think the guys like it. I think that we've, have figured out some things so far this year have held true to what we see down there. And we went down on Friday, and it was calm. It was nice, but then obviously on Sunday it was bad. But at least we've had those type of days down there, so you can recall on it.
With the tables and stuff, what do you do when you're going down there? Do you just
drive? We visit. I mean, we visit. We're human beings. We'll converse with each other a little bit. Maybe watch an episode of Ted Lasso. Maybe, No, it's good to go down with those guys. It's a lot of fun. It's the other side of it. It's the human relationship that you have as a coach player, and it's good.
Are you a Ted Lasso guy?
I don't have Apple TV, so I have to have somebody download it.
What day of the week do you guys go on Thursdays?
We usually go down on Fridays. We go down on Fridays home games because we usually kick on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Green Bay special teams has kind of been shaky. Their punter's really good, though, 4th and net yards. What makes him so good? And then you guys got to see an 82-yard punt last time.
Yeah. No, he's a good player, big lefty. Played in Buffalo the year before and had a really nice year. So wind conditions in the cold is no big deal to him. He's played solid. We need to, if we get an opportunity, we need to take advantage of it.
Mason Crosby made 100% of his kicks last season. Now he's missed a third of them this season. Have you ever had a kicker be so good one year and next struggle? And if so, is there anything you can tell him, coach him up, or you just got to kick through it?
I think sometimes you got to kick through it. I've seen it happen. It does happen. I think that's obviously I have a lot of respect for Mason. He's hit a lot of big kicks, played in this league a long time. But I think that's where as an organization and as a coach, you have to decide how long, if that's a younger player doing that, maybe they've moved on. I think you've seen some teams do that. Like Washington's on, what are they, on their 4th kicker or something. But you just got to try to help them through it. And there's a reason why they're still playing in the league. I mean, he's a good player. I always expect to see the no-miss Mason Crosby.
Ryan's a DC guy. Were you excited for him when he?
I was really happy for him. I mean, technically, I think that's his 2nd game winner because he hit one there, I think, in New Orleans. It was a shorter one, but he still got to make it. So, no, I was really happy for him. Hopefully he can keep that going. You always want to see, like we always say, you want him to make our team. If you don't, we want you to make somebody else's team. And then when you do, we want you to play well. So we're always cheering for him unless we're playing him.
When you don't have that extra kicker, though, and say your current kicker gets the sniffles one day, Is there an added sense of stress on?
Can be, depends what it is, and depends when it happens. If it happens early in the week, you still have time to go get somebody on the street. You're okay. If it happens late, then you can still get somebody, but obviously maybe the pool's a little different, who's vaccinated and unvaccinated, those type of things.
Did you guys watch that Monday night game in Buffalo? Have you ever been a part of a game like that with the rain and the snow?
I have not that bad. I saw, I had it on in the background as I was studying tape there, and I saw the early field goal where it went up, and then it just kind of blew back the other way. And then obviously I think New England scored first and went for two, not even attempted going in there. And then I know when they're kicking the other way, the guy looked like he launched it about up into the 10th row. No, I have not. I've seen it one other time. I want to say it might have been about 2009. I might have been Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. I'm not for sure. But there's a lot of things that, as a special teams coach, roll through your mind, like, hey, what would we do in this situation because the ball's moving all around? You have to change some things and be prepared for that. But those are tough nights.
How many times a day do you check the weather?
I just got done checking. It should be 27 winds, 10 to 15 miles an hour, clear, partly cloudy in Green Bay. So I just checked it.
So you like part-time meteorologist too?
Can be. I don't put a lot of stock early on. Late, I do.
Is it the wind that you're looking for, or is it the precipitation?
Both, really both, and then that way I think I always like to look at it early in the week so you can, as you're formulating your plan, if something comes up like a New England Buffalo, that you have enough in your arsenal there that you can call on it depending upon what's going on in the field.
In my opinion, special teams is the fastest way to lose or win a football game.
Thank you.
It's usually reserved for like backups, right? I'm curious, when your day comes as a head coach, would you be more inclined to use some of your star players on special teams, considering you've been special teams guy for so long?
I think that everybody that I call it has a helmet on Sunday has to contribute to winning, and I think that's my philosophy on that. I don't think that you have, sometimes there's injuries and those type of things, and you have to have, I don't like to use the word an insurance policy, but, I mean, if everyone is up on game day, they have to have a role, offense, defense, and special teams, and whatever that role is, it has to contribute to winning, and that's the philosophy I have.
Can that be a case-by-case basis depending on the players involved? Like, I always think about Charles Tillman. Like, he was always out there, even though he's one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, and I think if you ask Charles, Charles always told me, he loved playing on the punt return team because Devin was back there and took pride in that was another fourth down play. As a corner, those guys are covering go balls all the time. They're essentially covering a gunner. I'm covering another go ball, one more down. It's fourth down, but those guys, he had the right mindset. And, I think that's half the deal. Is it case by case? Yes, but at the end of the day, if you have a helmet, you need to contribute to winning.
Rodgers, not that Rodgers, but the
returner, number 8.
What comes out about him?
He catches the ball well. He's hadn't had as many kick returns lately. They've been kind of splitting that a little bit, but he's done a nice job in their punt return game, and I think he gives them something. So we got to do another good job. He's another challenge. Like I say, we've been trying to whittle our return yardage against us each and every week, and this will be the next challenge. See how we do. Thanks, everybody.